Over 13 degrees, the weatherman's prediction this morning kind of got close to my prediction of 16, but then has fallen back again. Unfortunately, I'm not holding too much hope for Barbara's 18, my breakfast show host. You know what I mean? Yeah. Wednesday, July the 8th, and believe me, absolutely elated. With being joined, coming out of Ontario, is Ryan Anderson. He's going to be joining us right after this, and everybody that's joining us live on Facebook right now, nice to have you guys join us. Believe me, you're going to love this. But first of all, let's kick it off. Let's do this.
Galaxy 107fm.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107fm, joined live this morning with Ryan Anderson coming out of Ontario. Check this out, a lot of fun right here at Galaxy. So how you feeling, Ryan? You okay?
Doing all right. Besides dying in the heat out here, it's pretty warm around here these days.
That's right, it's your summertime, isn't it?
It's summer here for sure. Holy smokes.
Well, I'll tell you what, there is parts of New Zealand right now that is snowing, especially in the Desert Road, which isn't too far away from where we are. But right here, we're quite warm. We're on the east side of the North Island.
Nice.
And I got to let you know, New Zealand's made up of 3 islands. There's a little one right down the bottom called Stewart Island, and then whoever named New Zealand ran out of good ideas and went south and north.
Nice.
Yeah, we didn't get names for the south or the north. I mean, Stewart Island got named. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, south and north. Great idea. Yeah, brilliant. Visionary. Not really. Not really. But I'm into renaming things, Ryan. You'll find out through the way that I really like to just change things a little bit. You know what I mean?
I'm the same way. I do with people all the time, give them names or something.
Exactly.
They get a nickname for life kind of thing.
Exactly. I was talking to the Quirks the other day, and Laura Coach. By accident, I called her Sarah because I was actually just previously talking to our receptionist, Sarah. They kind of look alike, you know what I mean? So I called her by accident Sarah. Next time I'm talking to her, I made sure that I called her Sarah as many times as possible just because the looks were priceless. They were. Let's go to the desk, my friend. Let's have some fun.
Alrighty.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 11 after 11 o'clock. Excuse me. 12 degrees downtown, heading for that high. Well, the weatherman said 13 degrees. We got higher than that, up around 15 degrees. Not quite as high as my prediction of 16 degrees today. Still plenty of day to go, though. No worries there. And I kind of don't hold out much hope for Barbara's 18 plus today. Maybe she's going to lose. This is unreal. I might be back in the winner's seat again. You never know. I'm getting excited with that. Joined live, coming out of Ontario. Now, Ryan, hailing from a small town of Campbellford in Ontario, is joining us live this morning. Ryan, I've got to say this. Mr. Anderson.
Yeah. I get that a lot.
I wouldn't have thunk it.
I work anywhere I go. It's with Mr. Anderson.
Had to do it, believe me. Even here on this side of the world, we're ahead of you, bro. We know what it is. We love to be able to play. Now, We opened the show with a lot of fun. Now, tell me a little bit about that. Where did you get the lyrics of A Lot of Fun?
Oh, well, I like to consider myself a fun person, and that's just more of a story about just how, us country boys and girls way out here like to get things done, and we just have a lot of fun all the time and things like that. So it's something I live by a lot. So.
Yeah, very, very cool. Now, having said that, my friend, where did you get this recorded? Now, you see, I'm an engineer, and I have been in the recording studio and front of house for many, many years now. Now, that means I don't listen to music as a fan would listen to it. I listen to music as an engineer or a DJ would listen to it, you know what I mean? And right now, I can't fault your work. Who recorded this?
Okay, so I partnered up with a good friend of mine. His name is Clayton Mark, from Port Perry, Ontario, and we sat down one day. I showed him some of the originals, this being one of them. Actually, all four of the ones that you have were the ones I had showed him, and he's like, we got to get in the studio. So he produced all my stuff for me, and the guy's amazing. He's a lot of all the instrumentals. It's pretty well all him on there doing a lot of stuff, and yeah, he's done well. I'm very impressed with his work. So yeah, Port Perry, Clayton Mark. Woo, Clayton.
Absolutely brilliant, my friend. Now, I've got to let you know, we're being tuned in by 62 countries around the world this morning. 94 cities are joining us for this interview, and I'll give you the amount of people that are online right now is 5,464,000. But it's only you and me, right?
5 million for, holy moly. That's a lot of people. That's cool right there. I like that.
That's an average hour for us. I got to be honest with you, and I appreciate each and every person that's listening to us because I'm sure it's all friends of people that we've met like you throughout us ever since we started doing this. We went exponentially crazy at one stage there. I was happy if we had 10 people when we first started doing this. You know what I mean? Now on an hourly basis, we have averaging about 5 million people.
That's unbelievable. Congrats. That's really cool.
It's crazy. It really wouldn't want to buy them all a beer.
Yeah, if I was rich enough, I would right now.
Yeah, well, you can always go to a GoFundMe, and believe me, I'll spend it all on beer for you guys. There you go.
Ship it around the world.
Yeah, exactly. Put in $50 each. No worries. You'll be right. That means you're buying your own beer, basically. But having said that, now, Ryan, how do we get in touch with you? This is a fan question, by the way. Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? But more importantly, Ryan, do you respond?
My biggest thing is responding to my fans and friends and everyone who engages on anything I do on my music. It's I think every artist, it should be their number one priority. Or without our fans or people like guys like yourselves, and we wouldn't be successful or love what we do as much as we do because of the joy that the fans and everybody brings to us. So yeah, I definitely. If you were to Facebook me on my page, I'd probably reply within 3 minutes, no problem. Yeah.
You shouldn't have said that, Ryan. Believe me, you're going to get another 5,000 Facebook fans. You'll be there all day.
I better think of lots of conversation.
Believe me, brush up on your nails.
But I do it through my fan page and my personal page, and I do it on Instagram as well. If people comment or message me, I'm always quick to reply to them and stuff, because I know that being an artist, and like if I'm a fan and I reach out to an artist saying, "Oh wow, that was amazing," and they start talking, saying, "Hey, thank you so much," it feels good. You know what I mean? That they actually acknowledge that, and so it's a big deal for me. And my number one priority on my list when it comes to my music is to engage with my fans all the time and make sure they're respected for the support they show me.
I love it. I really do. And I've got to let you know, I'm very humbled that you've taken the time out to talk to us here in New Zealand at the moment too, by the way, becoming a very, very big fan of Ryan Anderson. I really am.
Hey, feelings mutual. This is pretty neat. I never expected to be sitting here talking to you guys in New Zealand.
Well, believe me,
Wow.
you're getting quite a following here at Galaxy. You really, really are. We got a number of requests for you since we've been playing you, and I'll give you those stats as we go through this. But first of all, we spoke about, and we opened the show with a lot of fun, but Forevermore, tell me a little bit about that.
Forevermore is the first slow love song I've ever written and released. It just explains, how a man feels, and how he just wants her for the rest of his life, and that's exactly, how I feel when, in a relationship or something. It's just, I pour my heart out. It's just about pouring your heart out, really. So.
Well, I got to be honest with you, I love it. I really, really do. I'll give you the process of how we select our artists too, by the way, while this is playing. So, joining us live, coming out of Ontario, yes, in Canada, right here at Galaxy, Ryan Anderson and Forevermore. The reason why I asked how Barbara and you got together earlier on, Ryan, was simply this. We get about 30 to 50 bands a day wanting to do the interviews, wanting to do the promotions, everything that we can supply or provide as a platform for artists to move forward. Barbara takes that music, and believe me, we get agents, we get TV companies, we get radio stations, we get all types of people pushing us, please choose our artists, you know what I mean? And that's simply because of the amount of people that listen to us. You know what I'm saying? So we have to be selective. Only the good stuff get to be played here at Galaxy. That's without even start thinking about an interview. Then Barbara takes it to production. Production and Barbara, Brookie and Barbara sort of disagree a lot. But they whittle it down. They whittle it down because there's only a certain amount of days in the week that we can do these interviews. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once that's in a comfortable, manageable state, then it goes to a board, and the board is only interested, there's between any given day 8 or 12 people. They're only interested in our image and whether it's good.
Yes.
If it gets past that, and I congratulate anybody to get that far, then it comes to me. And
nice, the boss man.
Well, yeah, okay. But I don't have any information. It's on a USB device that I can Bluetooth to my stereo in my car. Now, the reason I do that is for two reasons, basically. First reason is I hear it without any influence on whether I want to do the interview or not.
Okay.
Okay? Second reason is nobody wants to drive with me. Nobody.
I think we'd have a blast.
Oh yeah, believe me, I don't mind sideways. Sideways is good sometimes, you know what I mean? Yeah, apparently my passengers don't quite like it that much.
Oh, well,
but
they must not spend enough time with you, mate.
Exactly. But having said that, you see, I have no information about it. I just hear the music, you know what I mean? No name, no title, no nothing. And I make a decision of whether I want to do an interview from that. And so I applaud you for getting this far, my friend. Well done.
Well, I definitely appreciate it, and it's very humble to be able to sit here and chat with you. That's really cool.
Nice, nice. Now, we'll go back to the desk, but I'm just going to ask you if you'd be interested in coming to New Zealand and playing in front of New Zealand audiences. Let's talk about that.
All right.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 21 after 11 o'clock, 22 after 11 o'clock, 13 degrees downtown. That's the weatherman's prediction so far, but I still think there's plenty of day to go. Believe me, 16 is my target, and I think I'm going to get there. Don't hold too much hope for Barbara's 18, but, well, you know, even the perfect got to be wrong sometime, don't they? Yeah. Wednesday. It doesn't happen often, does it, Barbara?
No.
No. Wednesday, July the 8th, and I'm joined live, coming out of Ontario, by Mr. Anderson, who's never heard that before. Ryan Anderson, glad to have you with us, my friend. And
pleasure.
it is an absolute honour to have you, and I am so elated to have you here on Galaxy. Now, just through the little interlude that we had just then while we were playing your music, I gave you the process of how it happens to get an interview here. Not an easy task, but then I hit you just very, very briefly before we went back live on air with a question of, would you consider coming to New Zealand and playing in front of New Zealand audiences?
I would not think twice. I think that would be a great experience just to be down there and play some music for you and just, to mingle with there. Yeah, I would for sure. That'd be really cool.
Nice, because believe me, we do have something in mind, and a couple of artists coming out of Canada themselves that we would like to be able to marry up the bands together and do something substantial here in New Zealand. I think you would fit right on in.
Oh, that would be really cool. Holy smokes, yeah, that'd be neat.
Nice. Are you familiar with people like Chris Andreas?
I've heard the name, yeah.
Okay, what about Dwayne Watson?
Oh, it doesn't ring a bell, no.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll make sure that you get a bit of his music and a bit of a bio, because I think a trio of you guys would be an absolute killer show anywhere we promoted it.
Right on. Oh, that's cool.
Nice. I'm also going to ask you a little later on if you'd consider maybe having a look at the UK as well, because we have connections there.
Yeah? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would be really neat.
Awesome. Now, having said that, and inviting you to play here in New Zealand, in front of New Zealand audiences, we're thinking, what, about 5 shows, Barbara?
Maybe, yeah.
Let's make it worthwhile. Let's go over to Australia as well. Maybe about 8 shows over there. Now, we have a love-hate relationship, New Zealand and Australia. So we'll go over there, do 8 shows, only because we like their money.
Nice.
We're not out to make friends. We just want them to spend heaps and heaps of money.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, had to be a catch, didn't there?
Yep.
Now, Ryan, I got to ask you though, because let me give you a little heads up. We're a little crazy here in New Zealand. We like to have a lot of fun. Are you up for a challenge?
Sure.
Ooh, I love this. Oh my goodness, yeah, shouldn't have said that, really.
Oh, great. I'm not sure what I got myself in. I'm worried.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll send you videos, instructional videos of everything we're going to cover. And believe me, you'll get photos after this as well, crazy photos. You can put them on your phone, show your friends. You know, Kiwis don't do it, it's not healthy. We'll even make sure that you get a copy of the Facebook Live that we're recording right now. Barbara, who's online with us?
Babette.
Babette's online?
Yeah.
Oh, Michelle Lee's friend.
Yeah.
Nice to have you along, Babette. Thank you for joining us. Now, Ryan, have you ever heard of a hoo-hoo grub?
What? Sorry?
A hoo-hoo grub.
No.
Okay, well, you're familiar with a caterpillar, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a caterpillar on steroids.
Nice.
It's
Nice.
big. It's like a double-decker bus to a mini, you know what I mean?
Okay.
It's white, it's got a black head. Now what you do with this, and it is an indigenous Maori tradition here in New Zealand, and one of our traditions that we do with everybody we bring into the country. assuming that we're allowed to bring people into the country, don't forget we're in a bit of a crisis around the world right now.
Yeah.
Surreal times, but let's, look into our crystal ball a little bit past that and get you into the country. Now, hoo-hoo grub, what you do with this is you put the live body in your mouth, rip off the head. Don't eat the head, it's yucky. But when you crunch down on this, it's like eating creamy peanut butter.
I'm trying to find that hard to believe. I think you're trying to pull me into something here.
No, we will send you the videos. Literally, we'll give you videos on pretty much everything we talk about right now. Because believe me, I'm not pulling your leg. We do this. Now, you got to wonder. You just got to wonder about the mentality of the person handing you a bowl of these wiggly white things, expecting you to eat one. Don't worry about that. The mentality is easy to explain. None. It's me. I'll hand you the bowl.
Nice. I'll tell you what, you hand me a bowl and I'll eat one.
Nice. And I suggest alcohol before, during, and possibly afterwards. Much like, you're familiar with white worm and tequila, right?
Yep.
Okay. This is like, it doesn't quite make the insides of a bottle or marinades. It makes the inside of your mouth and, whatever you're drinking at the time sort of helps a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And, past the mental thing, it actually does taste like peanut butter, though.
That is interesting.
It is.
Very cool.
It is. As I said, we'll send you the video. We have a place in the South Island, and I want to rename that whole land altogether. I really do. We have a place in the South Island called Hokitika. Now, down there, they have a wild foods festival. Yeah, you know what festivals are like. Kids wandering around, candy floss, hot dogs on a stick, that sort of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, not in Hokitika. It's more like you might see a kid wandering around with a deep-fried locust on a stick.
Oh, smooth.
Yeah, believe me, wild foods, they mean every part of it. I've been trying for many, many years now to get them to open up a a tent where you can dip women in chocolate.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I reckon that would be a wild food.
I think that's interesting.
It would be, wouldn't it? Yeah, 20 years of suggesting they still have, they only smile at me now.
Oh, exactly. Keep working on it and you might get what you want.
One day.
Hard work pays off.
Listen, it'll be 50 years past my death and they'll dedicate it to me,
Oh, yeah.
I won't be able to enjoy that one bit. But we'll take you down to Queenstown. Now, down in Queenstown, this is a wonderful little place. It's a little boutique town come city where all the A-listers from around the world go and run away and hide. Literally, they get away from their friends and take their mates. You know what I mean?
Okay, yep.
Yeah, it's one of those places. Shania Twain owns property down there. Kevin Costner was down there not so long ago. Keanu Reeves, even Tom Cruise down there not too long ago.
Oh, wow.
You never know who you might bump into down there, Ryan. You really might. But if you bump into me, I'll throw you off a bridge.
Well, let's hope the hell I don't bump into you.
No, you do want to bump into me. Believe me, it's a lot of fun. We have a thing here in Queenstown called bungee jumping.
Nice. Yeah, not something I'd do.
Oh, don't worry. If you want to go tandem, I'll go with you. I've been there many, many times. And I know, of course, the man who brought the sport to New Zealand. I really, really do. So it's fun. It really is. We'll give you a video. Don't worry. Even though the swing goes out over the canyon, you'll love it. You will.
All right.
Yep.
Awesome.
We do this with everybody. Don't worry. And I'm an accomplished skydiver as well. If you feel like doing a bit of parachuting, I'd be more than happy to throw you out of a plane as well.
Well, the problem is I'd never get on one for you to throw me out.
Well,
only if I really had to.
Well, you've still got to leave New Zealand by a plane, I'm sure, so you never know who might be flying it.
Yeah, well, just make sure your name ain't on the guest list.
No. Captains don't sit on guest lists.
Oh, nice.
And I do have... I can fly a plane, by the way. I can.
You can?
Yep.
And
Both fixed wing and rotor. Have licenses for both. So, yeah, there's not a lot that Yep. The only thing I'm a little worried about is bailing out of a helicopter at, 10,000 feet. That could be fun.
It could be.
It could be, yeah. Anyway.
You'll be okay with your parachute on.
Yeah, what good's a parachute if you go through the rotors, right?
Yeah, well,
Very interesting. Now, having said that, are you familiar with Lord of the Rings?
Yep.
Okay. Where we are right here in Komodo, about an hour and a half's drive is the original set of Hobbiton, Middle Earth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, now we'll take you and show you around there. Well, the girls will take you and show you around there because the guards know me too well now.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I mean, yeah,
Oh, well, I get-
as I'm about to say to you, Ryan, if you're coming here, bail money.
Bail money. I'll make
Bail.
sure to put some extra funds away.
A little bit of kitty, and yeah, make sure that there's something in the sock, believe me, because I like shenanigans, and well, the guards and the security team at the at Hobbiton don't like me that much now.
Oh, boy.
Now, have you ever heard of a Zorb?
Who?
A Zorb. Z-O-R-B. Z-O-R-B.
No.
Okay. More alcohol. More alcohol involved in this one. Literally, it's a big, round, clear, see-through ball that we're going to put you in and roll you down a hill.
I'm gonna need some alcohol for something like that.
Yeah, believe me. Well, two reasons. Bit of courage, not, but we'll put some runners in front of you so that the more you drink, when you roll over their faces, the looks are priceless, really.
Nice.
They really are.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun, it really is. At the same time, this is in the indigenous Maori city called Rotorua, which is about an hour away from where we are right now. Now, you're familiar with Yellowstone National Park. I'm sure, with the geysers, the bubbly stuff and all of that. It's one of their big attractions.
Mm-hmm.
Right there in Rotorua, we have exactly the same thing. And, being a volcanic thermal kind of country, we make most use of it, if you know what I mean. And the Mary can teach you how to cook, how life was way back in the day, if you know what I mean. It's a real education. We'll show you around Hell's Gate. It's absolutely superb. But no chasing the people in the grass skirts.
Oh, come on now.
No, some of them could be guys.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I'll definitely remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, believe me, by the time you get out of the Zorb and into the Hell's Gate, you'll be a little disorientated. Let's put it that way. It'll be a lot of fun for you. Take you to Auckland, our biggest city. We'll take you out for a meal on the Hauraki Gulf, our biggest harbour, and take in the ambience and a few more drinks, bits and pieces, stuff like that, and we'll get some work done as well. What do you reckon?
I think that sounds like a good vacation.
No, work. Believe me, there's work.
Vacation.
Yeah, a workation. Let's put it that way.
A workation.
A
Nice.
workation.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remember that. That's beautiful.
I like it too.
Workation.
Yeah, write that down.
Definitely.
Copyright
I'm
that
gonna
now.
do the same.
Yeah.
I'll do the same here.
Nice, I like that, workation. But at the same time, now Ryan, we do like to be able to take this a little bit further. Now, we did talk about New Zealand, we did talk about, of course, Australia, but we have a friend that might be able to slip you through the UK, and I mean, not only the British Isles, but into Germany, places like that, maybe even down as far as France, might even be able to get you into Tokyo with this particular show. Now, would you be interested in following through with that?
Yeah, if something like that could work, I would definitely follow. Yeah.
Nice.
That would be really, really, really neat.
Nice. Well, I'll talk to you off air about that after we do this interview because, believe me, we might have something you may be interested in. But first of all, tell me about Love You Girl.
Love You Girl. So, how do I explain it best? Bad relationship gone wrong, I guess you could say. lot of people do look for that one where they just, you know, I just want to, you know, I'm in love with this woman. I just want to love this woman and take her out of any bad situation and stuff like that. So that's because there's a lot of that goes on. You hear a lot of bad stories about it, and it just, you know, it's really sad and stuff like that. So it just inspired me to write that song. So yeah.
I love it. I really do. I get it. I understand now. So right here, live with Ryan Anderson coming out of Ontario is Love You Girl, right here at Galaxy.
I can see you standing there alone.
How you feeling, Ryan? You okay?
Oh, I'm great. Yeah, it's hard as heck around here. That's all.
I told you might need a stiff drink.
No, well, it's 30. I think 38 or 39 here today. So
That's not bad. That's not bad.
that's
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah, believe me, well, we got up to about 40-something last summer,
40,
didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. It really is becoming the era of climate change, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. It gets worse every year, and same thing I find with storms and stuff. Our storms seem to get a lot more worse, or a lot more and worse and stronger that way as well, right?
Exactly,
Same.
exactly.
I've noticed over the years a lot of big change with our climate.
Yeah, now we were talking about, Barbara and I on the breakfast show this morning, we were talking about Auckland. Now, they're expecting tornadoes. Now, when I lived there, and when Barbara lived there, and when Terry, my wife, lived there, you never heard of it. Never once heard of that. But now with the urban sprawl that's going in there, I'm just wondering if that is the primary cause of making these tornadoes. You know what I mean? If that's...
Yeah.
Is it something reflecting off roofs or something into the sky that heats things up and, you know? Just a thought, you know? It's just, we
It's weird actually because we just last weekend had same thing, tornado warnings
Yeah.
already, and it's not even season for that kind of thing. I don't think yet here. So it's been it's.
I wouldn't be living anywhere there's a possible thought of having a tornado. I'm sorry, you know. I speak to people that live in Tornado Alley and I go, why?
I've got friends actually in the States that are right in like Oklahoma and that stuff. A very good friend of mine, Phyllis. She's like a second mom to me. She lives up that way, and yeah, they get some pretty wild weather up there.
Yeah, believe me, I wouldn't put myself in the situation, really. Let's go back to the desk.
I just wanna love you, girl, and treat you
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 20 away from 12 o'clock. It is 14 degrees, yet past the weatherman, heading for a high of 16. That's my prediction. The weatherman was 13. Done that. Barbara's 18 this morning. I wish her luck. I don't think it's going to get there. I really don't. But that's just a little personal banter between myself and my co-host. Bank on 16 degrees. I think it's safe, really. Wednesday, July the 8th. Hump Day, by the way. And we're joined, coming out of Ontario, live by Ryan Anderson. And believe me, absolutely loving Ryan's work. I really, really am. I've got to thank everybody that's joining us this morning on Facebook Live. We had Drake Jensen earlier on this morning, always loving his work as well. And Ryan, it is an absolute pleasure to be able to talk to you about your music. Now, at the same time, how do we get hold of your music? Are you on all the platforms like Spotify?
Any platforms. I'm on 250 plus platforms right across the globe. Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes, you name it, I'm there.
Good God, you must have made at least $1 by now.
No, maybe.
It is so hard. It is so hard to make $1 off those platforms, though, isn't it? They've got to be played, what, 9 million times to be able to make $1 or something like that.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a lot of work to push and stuff and try and you got to constantly be on it and always thinking of something new and something different to engage that song or whatever it is you're doing. So yeah, it's not easy, but I find myself I love to do it, and whether I make 50 cents or $1 within the next year, it doesn't bother me really. I got a full-time job, so and music is I'd like it to be full-time again, but it's not right now. So, but I just love it, and that's why I do it mainly. So
nice. Now, at the same time, do you have a website, and more importantly, do you have a merch store on your website?
okay, so right now we're just in the middle of revamping the website, getting it all new and stuff, and then merch and everything is a new revamp. There's some things coming and stuff like that. We're working on some things right now. Seeing as the year is kind of out for us and stuff, I haven't really put a lot of thought to it right now. So, but yeah, there's stuff going on, and will be stuff available very soon. Yeah.
Nice. Let us know when you do, and we'll give it a bit of a plug for you. How's that?
That's awesome. I would appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Awesome. And at the same time, if you're going to send us any CDs or anything like that, because we would love to be able to do a promotional giveaway for you here at our station. So if you got any CDs, send them to us. We would love to be able to do that. It's all about keeping your name rolling here, keeping it in the ear of our audience so that they know and get familiar with you. They want your products. They want everything about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that would be not a problem at all. I would love that. That'd be great.
Nice. I tell you what, if you got a T-shirt, toss one my way. I'd be more than happy to be able to do interviews with Ryan Anderson written on it. Today I've got Tommy Steele.
Nice
My best
shirt.
Tommy Steele shirt. It really is. Subliminally, people, I don't know how it happens, but, people watching these videos suddenly go, oh, Tommy Steele, I'll go and check him out. And before you know it, Ryan, you'll get another 5,000 Twitter fans, and, well, you'll be there 2 days in a row doing this, just catching up. But please,
fired from my job.
yeah, be too busy doing data entry on your phone and saying hello to everybody. So believe me. But yeah, I gratefully wear a brand of yours and promote it as much as possible. How's that sound?
I'll make sure that you guys get some down there then, for sure.
Awesome.
No problem.
Besides that, bro, I like a bit of swag. I really do.
Yeah. So do I. Oh my.
Nice. I'll get Barbara to send you all the details there and where to, send everything. And we'll get that underway. Now, self-taught guitarist, this man is. He really, really is. And singer-songwriter extraordinaire. Now, you've worked with a band for a little while. I did have it here, Trainwreck X.
Yes.
And now you've gone back into a solo career again.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I took a little break for a while just for found I was missing a lot of family time and things were getting a little rocky with that. So, and I'm family first and foremost. It don't matter what it is I'm doing. My family and kids, they always come before my music or whatever it is. So I stopped for a while. I left the band and everything just to take care of that. And I missed a lot of time with my son and things like that. Just so yeah, it was getting a little much on myself.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Believe me, I understand fully. I really, really do. Give you a little story, actually. A number of years ago, my phone deleted itself. It just had a conniption, literally. So I threw it away. And for a couple of years, I went without a phone, which was delightful. It really was delightful. If I wanted a phone, if you come to work, pick up anybody's, play with that, no worries, They usually get upset with me when they can't get back into their phone as I've locked them out by mistake. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Or pick up a landline, whatever. Didn't need a phone. And Barbara says to me, you've got a Facebook page. I went, yeah, okay. And you've got a Twitter page and an account and this and that. And I'm going, oh, okay, fair enough. She goes, I've been managing it now for 2 years for you. And I went, have you? She goes, yeah, here's a phone.
Yeah, there you go. Nice.
Yeah, she gives up. Yeah, bucket land.
Cool.
You know, I think everybody needs a Barbara, really, because she's also the manager of, and part owner of Aurora Entertainments, which brings bands into the country as well, and does the all the back line, everything like that, logistics, you know, down to visas, you name it. Barbara is indispensable there. Then she does, and she works with me as well, which is, you know, that's crazy in its own right. And why she would do that, I don't know, but she does. You know, and she works, as I said, you know, with between 30 and 50 bands a day. Get in touch with her. She manages time to be able to get that done. Stop shaking your head, it's true. And then she does, you know, she co-hosts with me in the breakfast show as well. So, you know, I'm wondering, when does she sleep?
I was going to say, she sounds like she is an extremely busy woman.
Yeah, I mean, I talk to her easily 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, every morning before she comes to work. Of course, I'm starting at 5. Then some mornings she's already here at 5 o'clock, ready to start with me. You know what I mean? I'm sure she's half mummy or something.
Dedicated.
Yeah, believe me, she's busy person. And she talks to everybody around the world. And, you know, it's just so consuming, the job she does. But I really miss her doing my Facebook page.
Nice. Easy now.
Thought I'd try and throw that in.
There's a reason she bought that phone for you, I'm thinking.
Yeah, she's not doing it.
Yeah, do it yourself. Right on.
So, Ryan, let's segue into doing it. Tell me all about it.
It's actually a phrase that I've said all my life. If I do something and I get a compliment or someone says, "Hey, that's cool," and that's exactly, that song is it's exactly what it says. I've been, you know, it's how we do what we do when we're doing it. It's just praise, and it's a true story. Everyone's got their own way of doing things, and that's the way it's done when you're doing it. So, yeah.
I like that. It's pretty much like our saying here, give it the onion.
There you go. Nice.
You're right here live at Galaxy 107 FM with Ryan Anderson and Doing It. So we'll come out of this and wind it up, but don't go anywhere just yet, Ryan. We've got a couple of other things that we do. And I want to have a talk to you about a friend of mine that we have in the UK. I think you guys will get on real fine. Okay. And believe me, it could be an interesting conversation with this fellow over there. Believe me.
Okay. Excellent.
I think you'll like it actually. But you know something?
What?
It's gone back down to under 13 degrees again. It's back down to 11 degrees.
Yeah, I know, I see that.
It's fluctuating. It can't make its
and
mind
he's
up.
in 38 degrees. And
Yeah, I know.
I
bet you he wants our cool
Canada.
temperatures right now.
He does.
Yeah, I'd love to. The cooler air would be great right now.
Haven't you adopted the Canadian air conditioning? Open a bloody window.
That's the air conditioner I have, yep.
Yeah, that's what we got here too.
Hot air.
Hydro's way too expensive these days.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I tell you what, we used to have a young lady that would wave a big fan at us in the summertime. But the wife got rid of her for some reason.
That's good, nice.
Dear. Anyway, let's go back to the desk. We'll wind this up, but please don't go anywhere just yet, okay?
Sounds good. Yeah, no worries.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and Ryan, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you join us here at Galaxy. Will you come back again?
Pleasure's all mine, and whenever you want me back.
Nice, nice. So, anytime that you're going to release any new music, anything like that, please get in touch with Barbara. We would love to be able to do an intro to the world of all your new work. Would you consider that?
Yep, not a problem. He'll be the first on my list.
Absolutely stunning. I see, by the way, just on the news this morning, men jailed for 5 years, too long, after an administrative error. You can just imagine it, eh?
How dare you?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's nuts. Why would 5 years? I wonder if he's going to get any compensation.
Yeah.
Interesting thought.
Yeah.
Ryan, it has been a pleasure. Stay there. We'll be right with you. But right now, here's George Harrison, My Sweet Lord.